Today we're going to be talking about the Dragon Reborn, and that is the third third book in the Wheel of Time series. We've we've covered the first two, um, and it's kind of like been reading them since the beginning of this year, and then recently they've announced a TV show. So I'm trying to get reviews out for people um, who are thinking of getting into the series before the kind of TV adaptation comes out, and hopefully these can be kind of helpful for people that are thinking about that. Before we get into the video, make sure to do the usual stuff of liking and subscribing, and let's get into it. So, in comparison to some of the other books, I feel this one was better structured. I felt there was more of a kind of focus towards a kind of climax. There was something that I could easily distinguish as the end goal here. And I think it was a little bit better structured than The Great Hunt, although I do feel like this one there was some pacing issues, but in general it was pretty good. So if we switch to talk about the characters, Randall Thor, the kind of main protagonist, takes more of a backseat in this book, having very little viewpoints actually based around him. There's like a few at the beginning and then more back at the end. I think there might be a few in the middle, but it's more of the fact that he has gone off and the rest of the kind of the crew of characters are kind of following in his wake. This book is where Matt Coulson comes into his own, becomes a lot more kind of independent, and you can his like charisma and stuff kind of shines through here because he's now not like drawn like he's not held back by that knife that's kind of like stopping him from. He was just got a bit annoying with when he was on had that knife because it was like drawing on him, which is a bit like just made him a bit less fun to read about. But now this one, he is much better. Perrin kind of still he's on the back end of the three. Here he does have a bit more time because obviously Rand is absent, so it kind of shifts to Perrin a bit more. But I still think he's not really coming to his own yet. He's still kind of just there doing some stuff, but doesn't really have a lot of agency in this. If we talk about the plot, this one, like I said, seems a lot more focused. I kind of understood what was going on near the end, and could see the direction is the main thing. If you get what I mean, that I've also said that the climax I thought was very good. The way it was set up, and how it was carried out was very good. I don't want to say much more because spoilers and stuff, but this one was a very very good ending to this book, and I felt it was more of a kind of set piece than some of the others. That kind of ended a bit loosely. Great Hunt did that a little bit better. The Eye of the World was more kind of vague, but the past two, so 2 and 3, have been very good endings. Let's switch and talk spoilers for a bit. If you haven't read the book yet, go read it, and then come back and then we can continue talking. I feel like we've got to talk about one of my favourite scenes in this book, which was when Matt fights the warders, Galad and Garwin, and just beats them with a stick. And it's just like in this could just seem as be like plot, not like plot armor, but yeah, kind of plot armor. But in this, it's just written so well, and it's just so great. Like the fact that this kid from these like country boys just beating these two guys up that are supposed to be at best like warders, and it makes sense with the story, but it's also just a very fun scene to read. And that's why I'm saying that Matt is kind of coming into his own in this book and having a lot more of a part, and his kind of personality is coming to the forefront again, just making him a standout character. Like I said earlier, the climax I thought was really good in this one, and I like how it played out with like all the different viewpoints like slowly coming together, and then you do the switch between the two, switch between the two, switch between like the four, to be honest, of them all. I think Perrin went did his kind of own thing, but the rest slowly getting closer and closer to this end goal, and then kind of had them all like meeting, and everyone kind of playing a part in this final epic battle, and I thought that was done really well, and the way that it was kind of organized was also very good. This book in particular kind of broadens the scope of the series and just makes me more excited for what's to come, because there's set up for things much later down the line that you can kind of tell that's going on here. And not only that, but there are some cool scenes, and some of the more like the world building is done in this one. Just adding to this giant epic scale world that has kind of been set up and is slowly being introduced in just magnificent ways. Once again, I still feel kind of as if I loosely know what's going on, because I don't know, it's a weird feeling with reading one of these books, because there's so much world building, and I feel like I'm kind of understand what's going on, but I kind of don't. But that might just be me, so I don't know. But I get the general plot. But some things I might have to double check a couple things when I read the books, because like a name will pop up and I'm like, I feel like I've heard that before, but I don't know where. And then I'll realise I have, but I just have to double check sometimes, because there's quite a lot, especially even in this. I don't know if it's this one or the others, because I've said before, I'm a couple books ahead of this one, but you've got two characters. You've got Egwene and Elaine, and their names sound so similar, especially when you listen to them, and they just blend. And I'm like, so confused. Where did this character come from? Oh wait, it's been that character the entire time. I've just been getting the names confused. It's getting a bit weird, but anyway. This book has got me very excited for the rest of the series, so I'll be trying to get reviews up for the fourth one. I think Shadow Rising. I think that's the one next. I've read that one, and I'm near the end of the fifth book, so we'll get reviews up for those two. But other than that, thank you for watching. Make sure to do yourself liking and subscribing. I've left a link down below for the book if you would like to buy it, and kind of get up to date, get to the same point that I am at. And we'll leave a video somewhere, either side of me, for the review for the first Wheel of Time book, Eye of the World. I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.